Hey everybody, it's Luke aka Cheesecake, and we're here with the Community of Minion cast. It's myself versus Gemore, and I'm spawning in the 6 o'clock position down here as the purple Protoss, and we have Gemore up here spawning as the blue Protoss. Now, Protoss is both of our favourite races. So how you going there, Byron?
I am going great. The weather is nice, calm, and completely devoid of rain or acid rain.
I love the small chat. It's absolutely adorable. Anyway, so let's have a look here. We're just pretty basic starters. I always hate the games at the start because it's such a slow startup.
We're getting the pylon out for both of us at roughly the same time, which is a good sign that we're about the same skill level. Except he's drunk.
Have you got the pylon up yet? Because I think mine's a bit delayed. I'm getting a bit of lag because of the fraps, I think. So yeah. The pylons pretty much went up at exactly the same time. Only I'm more heavy on the drone pumping at the moment, or the probe. And let's have a look here. Looks like I will pump out probably another 2 more probes before I will get to the gateway. And it looks like you're doing the same thing. So pretty much slow startup. This map is... This is kind of an interesting setup here. If we decided to go air, we could really have annoyed each other on this map because it's such a short air distance and it's a long travel distance for walking there. But at the moment I have no scout information. I haven't sent out my scout yet. I should have sent out my scout by now.
And I just blatantly refuse to scout because I believe that knowing is half the battle.
Yeah, a lot of people I know don't seem to scout. It doesn't seem to be a part of their play.
I'm not very good mechanics-wise. I'm just very fast at doing one thing, which hopefully you guys will get to see today.
And I have a slightly stronger economy than you at the moment. I'm on 15 harvesters, you're on 14, and I'm making slightly more income than you. My APM is probably a lot better than Byron's by quite a bit. I average 96 or 93 at the moment, and Byron averages 40. So,
yeah,
you're going pretty heavy on the APM at the moment with 78.
I do spike on the occasion when I'm like, oh, I've got a few things to do, but you know, I just like to enjoy it, and frankly my mouse just does not move fast enough, and I have lots of useless clicks. If you guys switch to my can.
And at the moment, our builds are pretty much identical, only you got your Zealot out a lot faster. Your first Zealot is just coming out right now. I have not bothered to start a Zealot.
It's kind of a habit I've developed from being Zerg rushed and not walling off properly, and I do wall off now against Zerg properly, but it's kind of... I love to get out a really early Zealot against Zerg, and now I kind of do it against both Protoss and Terran players. It's just... You never know what's coming, and it's just fun to have a Zealot. I love them. I think they are the prettiest looking girls in the entire game.
I've opted to go another pylon, and you've gone the gateway, so it looks like you're going to be slightly more aggressive than me at this stage. And you've got the Zealot standing there. I've got a scout, which has gone to the 12 o'clock position at the moment, and I'm going to scout your base last, which... That's the advantage about spawning in these locations. I always tend to go the closest base, which is the one that's up at the... I would say it's about... that would be about 3 o'clock position. And let's have a look at the economy right now. I always pride myself on my economy over Byron's at the moment, but you're actually making more. I've got 21 harvesters. You're actually going quite well on the economy this time, which is something you've been definitely improving on over the last few games.
I am starting to get much better at the, you know, to quote Day 9, building pylons, building probes, building pylons, building probes, but unfortunately, when it comes to the spending, I'm not so flash. If you look at the resources, I'm almost always above you in resources just because I'm slower at spending them. I typically have at least 100 or 200 in the bank, which I just don't spend.
And you've got your all 4 of your gates on the way now. I've actually only... Oh, I just got my 4th one on the way, and yours are almost complete there. So you'll have your 4 gate a lot earlier than I will. And your warp gate technologies are... Yours is just a little bit faster than mine at the moment.
But ultimately, I think the price I'm really paying for, if you look at the unit count, I'm paying the price in units. I'm kind of going in I guess it's an all-in 4-gate, which, you know, it's pretty typical Protoss player.
I've got my sentry out at the moment, so technically my army is a little bit more powerful than yours. I love how you're getting those pylons up close to the wall so you can get that scouting information as I walk past. Because now I know where you are. I scouted you early on. I know that you've gone the 4 gate. But then again, when don't you go the 4 gate?
It is certainly a habit. The only other strategy that I tend to use is only Phoenixes, which I have to say, it's classical. Nobody can defeat it, especially once you get the mothership out. It is just so effective against, you know...
And now we're seeing the armies warping right now, and it looks like I am going to be going a bit of a mix. The Zealot, Stalkers, and the Sentries, and you're just going to be going the Zealots and the Stalkers. You're not a big fan of Sentries because they're a high micro unit. So,
to be completely honest, I don't mind the micro when I have. But
here's the first battle coming in the middle here, and I intercepted your guys, and I accidentally sent in 3 probes. I don't know how I did it, but I accidentally sent in 3 probes, and here we go. You go to the higher ground, which was a smart move there. I move out, but I'm gonna probably take. Oh, you take out one of my probes. Don't know how I got the probe stuck there. I was trying to build a proxy pylon so I could do some early pressure and finish the game, but I actually got slightly out of position, which was not a good thing. What I should have done here was I should have force fielded your ramp here so that you guys couldn't get back in, taken them out, get that that pylon down, take out your expansion. So you got your expansion a lot earlier than mine. I could have pretty much held this if I had kept my micro up a bit better, but and here we go, I got some Stalkers reinforcing here, but they're going to be pretty useless. And you're going to take out that pylon, and my guys are not going to be there in time, and your army is a little bit more powerful than mine. So I'm a bit worried here, because you've got your base up, you're now ahead of me in that sense, but we are spot on probes right now. It's 31-31.
Something I really focused on, and it's probably one of the reasons I stopped using sentries, because there was quite a while I was using sentries. The biggest factor was I really started focusing on the macro and, you know, getting my expansion nice and early and getting lots of probes so I could actually, you know, swarm the minerals once I did.
And you've just got your Twilight Council down, which is something you always do.
Yeah, I don't know if you were watching, but I got that. I tend to really rush that out, and again, that hurts my economy, but against the level of play that I am, you can kind of pay for that by just focusing so much on the map.
And here we go, we have another battle coming in the middle here, and I think your army was actually a bit more powerful than mine, but I've got the force fields up, which is going to be a huge advantage. But my guys were in a ball when they engaged in the combat, so I had more units actually firing as soon as the combat began, so as soon as I got into that battle there, it kind of evened out the odds. So you were actually technically the stronger army then. And here we go. I think that's fairly even, except for if I got those force fields up, which at the moment I couldn't get the force fields up because I didn't have enough energy. I probably could have taken this, and if I had gone aggressive, I probably could have taken the game here. But because I didn't have the energy, I wasn't going to actually engage in that, and there's no point. And you've got... I was expecting you to have charge by now, but you don't have charge. You're going some more gates at the moment. I'm getting my expansion up. I took the gold expansion because I thought, alright, he's not going to be able to get that. Oh, we have another battle going on. I definitely
never noticed you took the gold expansion in this game. I had just... Wow, that goes to show how bad I am at scouting.
Yeah, at the moment you're reinforcing too much, so I back out because I know that there's no way I'm going to take out that army if you were to see me warping units in.
Yeah, at this point I started researching on charge because I started to realize that if it was stalkable versus stalkable, I just wasn't going to be able to out-micro you, especially when you were using sentries, and I wasn't. And so I went to one of my favorite tactics, which is just lots of zealots, put on charge, and just laugh away at the stalkable.
Well, I just put my robotics facility down, and what I should have been going now is I should have been trying to take up to Colossi right now, but I think there's a bit of combat that came up, so I don't think I ever get around to doing that. But here we go. I've got a pretty fearsome army here. Oh, but you're getting those extra zealots in, and those zealots are really quite intimidating. That's a lot of zealots.
I saw you move past up here, and
I caught a glimpse of you as well, and I was like,
just
alright.
Didn't want to engage until I had charge, and at this point, I just pull back my army here because I'm thinking you know, if I wait that little bit more, I can get charged before the fight starts, and that's just going to help so much. And as it turns,
And your charge just finished. Then you get more zealots in. Your army is with that charge. That is.
Yeah, unless you're like have
is an
laser
onslaught.
eyes and you know happen to be a pro player and always staring at the minimap, it's very unlikely you'll get your force fields up before I get the surround on you.
That.
And with the high ground.
This is scary. I don't know why those. I had some stalkers that just went the completely wrong direction and they weren't even going anywhere. You have a zealot that tried to get into my main, but I force-filled it just before he got the ramp. Some stalkers there to take him out, but you're moving in. That army is pretty fearsome. I don't think I have any. With that charge, I don't have anything to deal with that. You're intercepting some of my army, you're taking out this pylon.
The funny thing is, I literally just shift right clicked for my army, and you see the 4 zealots that are just standing there, and I was just batting my mace, and I was just macroing and just warping in as any zealots I could, and shift right clicked attacked for them to just head there and kill whatever they found. And eventually I switch back when I see that they've killed your army, and
yeah, this zealot strategy, no, I've never really seen anyone use it. It's extremely powerful. You can take up to these zealots that quickly. It is deadly.
The only real counter is to go either Colossi with zealots in your front or I guess air. But the thing with it going air is it's so easy to just switch to building lots of stalkers and then just having that to back up your zealots and just storming through. And the fact that the zealots are so fast, it's very hard to get out enough air to beat it straight off the bat. Anyway, guys, I think that's the end of the game.
Yeah, that's the end of the game. I left. He's got his 3rd expansion just going up then, and those zealots totally overwhelmed me then. That was a pretty good game. I'm not a big fan of this zealot strategy because it is pretty powerful. I probably should have focused more on getting Colossi out, or I should have finished the game early where I could have. But it looks like I wasn't spending my resources very well here as well. I could have probably got a few more warp gates in to get my army a bit stronger, get a bit more zealot heavy. That probably could have helped me a lot because it would have taken the damage off my stalkers. But Byron won that one fair and square. Anyway, that's the 2nd Community of Minions Starcraft cast. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.